Sydney, will you ever upload on time again? Go ahead and get off my Johnson for me. This video should only be a day late and then I'll be back on track, most likely. To make it up to you, I'm making the world's largest butterfly here, aka the Alexandra's Birdwing. Templates are my bread and butter now. I can't go back, especially for lepidoptera, because making those veins symmetrical on my own? I'm getting a headache just thinking about it. The template has been drawn and filleted, so we can go ahead and get started for real. There are going to be 2 layers of clay coming together for the wings, so I'm rolling out the clay even flatter than usual for the first pass. We'll use the template and an X-Acto knife to carve out the shape. Remember when Michael Myers was known as the shape? In my head, this gal's name is going to be Mike Myers for the rest of the video because screw the monarchy. Anyways, I'm fortifying the wings with wire that essentially forms one complete loop because one of the Atlas moth's wings did break away just a little bit from the body because of the whack wire setup. And 2, I'm going to make this my first real opposable bug so that you can see the sexy underside too. Now that the wire has been pressed into the clay and therefore won't make any noticeable ridges, we can supplement it with the second half of this clay wire sandwich. I'm really channeling my inner Hulk for this. I made sure that this thing is locked in tighter than the average marriage furnace. Okay, boom. Now let's cut this sucker out. She's already looking so pretty, so demure. I'm in love. Last thing to do before she bakes is use my finger to soften the edges and add in the veins, which, as you can see here, I traced directly on top of the paper for added symmetry and because I should not be trusted to freehand. Now watch me make this thing opposable. It might have taken 4 tries, but I wasn't worried, so you shouldn't be either. My grandmaster plan was to roll out the shape and cut out a piece for the wings to nestle in, but I cut out too much. So I started again. Second time, I repeated the process and added the middle part to cover the wires with the wings already on the body. I even got around to adding the indents to the abdomen and the eyes and whatnot. But the issue with doing all that is that the wings are heavy. So that, in addition to me moving the thing around to add in the details, meant the soft clay got distorted in the middle. I couldn't bake it like that, obviously. So for the third pass, I vowed to bake the bottom half separately. And see? Third time, I knew what to do. I was focused, recharged, ready, and on a mission. Because I didn't have the wings getting in the way, I was able to finally finagle the thing and get it just right, including making a better effort with the eyes. They were a little too bulbous before, in my humble opinion. Using the round tool to make sockets must feel so good to the clay, like getting a really specific kind of massage. You know what I mean? Anywho, to make the eyes less bulbous, I'm taking a slanty tool and just pressing down on the perimeter of the eyes so that they're flush against the head. When doing something like this, you also have to make sure you've cut out enough space for the wire of the wings, so that's what I'm doing here. After adding in the abdomen indents, the last thing for me to do before baking it is make the antenna, which is my least favorite part. I hate making the antenna because the wire I use for is thin but very tough and it hurts my fingies. It hurts my fingies every time, and yet I do it not once but twice. And yeah, I'm a pansy. I've never once denied that fact. And because I'm a pansy, I don't want to do this more than once. So I triple check that the antennae are correctly shaped before I put it in and bake it. And then I bake it. But get this, there's 19 minutes left on the clock. So Mike has only been lighting up for 6 minutes or so. And I realized I forgot the most important part. The holes for the wires. Even though it was only 6 minutes, I realized my mistake too late, and so it cracked when I tried to add in the holes. Obviously, I'm not going to show the entire thing again. I wouldn't do that to you. So here's me adding the holes and baking it the 4th and final attempt. What did I need the holes for, you might ask? Well, my humble watcher, it's so that I can secure this extra thick wire that will hold the wings in place. So, with the wings, the wire, and the clay topping the wire, everything is coming together nicely, and since everything is secured tightly, I can smooth out some final areas with clay. I'm not stupid. But I might need some after school classes because somehow I forgot to add in a place for the magnets. Yes, I'm adding magnets to this one because, like the Atlas moth, I want this sweetie pie to have a cute little stand. Unlike the Atlas moth stand though, this will not end up looking like a dildo, as my parents have lovingly pointed out to me on multiple occasions. And that's it! Time for the bread and butter. I started off the paint job with the body, but before I got too far into it, I added just a dollop of resin where the antenna came out from the body so that they won't wobble. A lot of my early bugs with antenna end up with droopy antenna after a while, but adding a drop of resin keeps them firmly in place. The reason that I'm starting off with the body and not the wings is so that I can wrap the yellow part in saran wrap. I don't really care if any paint gets on the black part because then I can just go over it with black paint and call it a day. But by sectioning the yellow part, I don't have to worry about being careful with the paint when I'm painting the outer edges of the wings or laying down the base paint or anything like that. If you're watching this and you're going, wow, Cindy is so cool. I wish she could make me my own butterfly or moth, preferably during the month of November before Christmas season. Well, boy, oh boy, do I have a surprise for you, because I will indeed be hosting a little raffle competition on my social media pages, where the winner will get their own lepidoptera of choice that I will make in a video. I'll put the link to my socials below, and I'll make the official announcement in a week or so on my socials. This is my first time doing something like this, so bear with me, but I think it'll be fun. Okay, so, saran wrap time. With that on all nice, I can lay down the law with this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sky blue and teal combo. They are so close in value that I have to put zero effort into making a gradient out of them. I can basically just paint them right next to each other and your eyes do all the work. The splash of lime green is just to die for. It's so pretty and such a perfect little pop from Mother Nature. Everything else from here on out is going to be me blocking in the details with black paint. At one point, I thought I'd block in the details with a white pencil, but that just annoyed me at the time for some reason, so I freehanded it. Because I should not be trusted to freehand. While I'm doing that, I'm going to drop some Alexandra's Birdwing lore on you guys, because the amount of street cred Mike has is so crazy. So crazy. Like, off rip, you already know she's the largest butterfly in the world and super rare because she's only found in a small radius of rainforest in Papua New Guinea. Just like humans, she's being slowly killed off by the billionaires from the moment she was found. But the first one to try and get at her was a Rothschild, of course, who literally shot her out of the fucking sky the moment he saw her. See what I mean? The problem will always be when we allowed white people to start carrying blickies, but it's fine. Which is also such a shame because apparently Mike loves to square up. So if given a fair shot at hand-to-hand combat, that billionaire would have gotten its shit rocked. You don't want to believe me, but this butterfly is huge and is very sentiently aware of its size. It's been documented to fight other butterflies, birds, and even very small animals, so put some respect on its name. And since she's such an icon, Mike goes up for $10,000 for the freaks out there who want to snag her before she goes extinct, like many other bugs on the planet right now. The Bale birdwings also don't want them to go extinct, so when they court Mike, they not only dance around, but they also spray her with pheromones, like when SpongeBob had to run through the fragrance section of the mall. Ladies, comment down below if it would work on you if the man you had a crush on sprayed you in the face with his cologne. I'm genuinely curious. Ugh. We've made it to the pointillism section. My absolute favorite part of any lepidoptera piece. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that's true. You know that to be true. It's like the cherry on top, and it brings them to life every single time. This one didn't need as much pointillism as my others, but it still looks marvelous. Double feature, unlike my bald butterfly of the past.
Oh my god.
One of the coolest things about Mike is how her underside looks completely different than her top side. I don't know how common that is amongst Lepidoptera, but I'm going to go on a limb and say it's not all that common. The bottom side has much more going on, by the way, as you can tell, along with a completely different pattern scheme. And I love it. More bang for my buck. So anywho, people, please tell me in the comments which side is your favorite. The top side or the underside? I asked my friends, but they acted like I was strapping a bomb to their chest and refused to choose. I think both sides are a perfect sleigh, so I don't blame them for being stuck on the choice. But you must tell me you have no choice. I need to know. My technique for the underside is a smidge different from the top side, where here I blocked out the different sections with various thick lines of black because I knew that the underside was more black heavy. For the bottom half of the wings, I had a lot of gradient work going on, which was exciting because the colors are meant to blend without getting too muddy. And I really love this. I love making my silly bugs and my silly videos, and I hope you guys love it too. But that's all for today. Well, I lied just a little bit. I do have to finish a pointillism on the underside because we can't let the top side have all the fun. And then I add in this super fun little red blotch that's on both sides of the body on the underside as well, which is such a cute little pop. I love it. And then we're done. Thank you for watching and subscribing and letting me be silly. If you made it all the way to the end and you haven't subscribed yet, you're scaring me. Okay? Get on that. I'll post a raffle competition soon on my socials. But yeah, that's it. Thanks, you guys. Bye.